We're joined today by Nick Rathjen, CEO and Managing Director of OR Resources. Nick, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David.
Flagship project, the Coolgardie project in Western Australia, a significant landholding, but a significant drill program. Can you talk through the drill program and what you're hoping to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a flagship because it's a very fortuitous gold belt, has been for over 30, 40 years. It was the primary gold belt or discovery area in the gold rush before Kalgoorlie. And it's been landlocked and held by Chinese groups as well. And so what we've seen in the last 12 months, in Min 260 come in, they've acquired Bullabulling. They've doubled the resource in a very prompt amount of time, highlighting the gold potential on their tenure and obviously the under exploration done on this ground. We obviously seen Focus divest Laverton, focus on their Coolgardie mill and optimising the area as well. And we sit smack bang in the middle. And so we have obviously been very, very focused and targeted to rapidly find discoveries. We've been able to do that with Forest. And now, again, as you say, the 30,000 metres, we think there's obviously more prospectivity here through the historical drilling and our own target generated work that we hope to, again, take that next step forward and move the project from exploration into tangible ounces and hopefully in development and production. So this is that really first step for us to go from being a discovery of a deposit to looking at multiple discoveries in a short manner of time.
And a great place to be doing business.
Yeah, I've worked in Africa, I've worked in jungles, I've worked in deserts. The ability to go from Perth to site within an hour and a half. You'll be on the ground next to the rig or next to where your operation will be. Sealed road all the way to site, accommodation 10 kilometres in town. It doesn't get any easier for that for one exploration, but importantly for when you get into development. Power, water, roads, services, capabilities, it's where you need to be to really drive change and drive it properly.
And for most people who've watched the company, the share price in particular has been on a bit of a tear, up over 190% in the last 12 months. Is the re-rate off the back of Forest, or is it off the back of how you're starting to unlock the value of this project?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And the first bit is that we've never been in as good a position as a business in terms of the assets that we have, both in terms of lithium and now gold, and the balance sheet. But to talk about where we were 12 months ago, we had a cash balance of about $8 million, and we had our lithium asset that we've held on to for very important reasons that I'll touch on. And we were on a very focused pathway to find gold projects that we're underexplored, right geology, 50 Ks of mill, really hitting the sweet spot of where we think we could make sizable discoveries and tangible discoveries. And Coolgardie, the 10-year-long strike being Miriam, was an obvious one, then Burbanks East. And then we've then since backed up with the additional acquisition of the tenure at Cowleys, which is an elephant project in its own right with over 3,500 drill holes of data set that we analysed in detail. But to speak about the driving the share price, it's primarily come from the discovery of Forest and the clear potential for further discovery that we're seeing at Coolgardie on the gold. And then more recently, obviously with the resurgence of lithium, in that downturn, we didn't rest on our laurels or twiddle our fingers. We were very focused on moving this asset forward. We've then obviously in March announced the completion of the native title mining agreement for all of Coolgardie, which includes the lithium at Kangaroo Hills, but also all the tenure, which therefore falls into fast-tracking our gold to converting that into mining lease and commercialising that as well. And by doing that, moving now the mining lease forward at Kangaroo Hills and pushing it forward into what could be not only continued exploration, but near-term development potential out of the asset, which again, we're very focused on unlocking. So, helps with positive commodity prices, but we haven't rested on that. We've made discoveries, we've advanced development opportunities with the lithium and again, focus on both those parts as well as continued business development where it fits our strategic purpose and our criteria.
It's been a busy 12 months for OR Resources, but what does the next 12 months look like?
The next 12 months is, in my opinion, more exciting. We've made that initial discovery at Forest. Again, we made that on a couple of thousand metres of drilling. As you would have seen, we've announced 30,000 metres across this year, which will be a combination of air core, RC and diamond. with forest and the advancement of forest, we've been able to not only confirm and extend oxide mineralization, but find primary fresh lodes and extend those down to 150 meter vertical depths, and then having diamond come in under that to extend it potentially another 150 meters to give people some scale. So that's really focused on, look, here's a dimensional of what that potential looks like. We're growing it, it's continuing to grow, and we're focused on that. But in the background, we're running across all our tenure with an air core rig with a 15,000 meter air core program to find 1-2 additional discoveries along the shear, along strike of forest that we think has that potential along Miriam, but also at Burbanks East, which again, the same as Miriam, hasn't been tested for 30 years. So we are looking at this ground very actively, testing all of the 12 targets, 7 of which have historical drilling on them that really bring them into the fold. So that's the primary objective. And obviously with the air core, then you're following that up with the targets you want to focus on with RC and continue to advance it on an economic and more horses for courses type of drill program as we push them through to really strong potential deposits. So that's a primary driver for us. And then obviously on the lithium, the near-term development opportunity there is really, really attractive for us. So over 2023, when we discovered it, we had extended the Big Red, which is a primary pegmatite, by circa 300 meters. 2024, we instantly doubled it with only 6,000 meters of drilling. And so what a lot we're focused on is there's clear economic potential here that we're looking at. We're obviously doing internal assessments and looking at commercial pathways. So talking with potential partners to unlock that asset, as well as you can do your own dimensions, but you can find what the value is there and what the potential is, particularly in a rising lithium market, while also still capturing the exploration potential, which we see multiples potential of what we have today. So that's really what's looking forward. So from us, it's gold, it's lithium, it's BD, it's I think we're not resting on the success. We look to not only repeat it, but accelerate it moving forward.
Busy times ahead for OR Resources. Shareholders will be watching with interest. Nick, thanks for your time.
Thank you, David.